Well, let's begin India's agenda with a live update on the health of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Let me quickly take you to All India Institute of Medical Sciences, where my colleague Padmaja Joshi is standing by. Padmaja, the medical bulletin was expected at 9. By when would we know the condition of the former Prime Minister?
It will likely happen after noon. That's what we are learning now. But whatever the sources within AIIMS are telling us right now, Ankit, and yes, it's extremely chaotic over here. A lot of curious onlookers have gathered. Yesterday, if it was a regular stream of politicians who had come in, today it is a lot of people who any day, you can imagine in AIIMS, pretty crowded, very busy, this entire thoroughfare, and then you have this group of curious people who want to find out. But it's but natural, because he is someone who at least 2 generations talk about. Every now and then someone will stop and inquire about his well-being, will want to know if he's responding to treatment. So here's what everyone who is watching right now, and for those people who are assembled over here, sources say that he is responding well to treatment. The medical bulletin is going to come perhaps around noon, is what we are being told. It's renal compromise that he's undergoing currently treatment for. What does renal compromise mean? It means that his kidneys are not functioning up to expectation, so there's a slight problem there. He's been kept on dialysis. Yesterday, it was because of this reason that Rahul Gandhi first came to check on the former Prime Minister, and then of course, given the kind of support and respect that he enjoys from across parties, it was the Prime Minister who also came, paid a visit, BJP President Amit Shah and several others. Here's how things happened yesterday evening, and this is what we can expect from the rest of the day.
हार नहीं मानूंगा, रार नहीं ठानूंगा, काल के कपाल पर लिखता मिटाता हूँ, गीत नया गाता हूँ.
Former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee is in the AIIMS after he was rushed to the super speciality hospital in the national capital on Monday morning. Vajpayee, who suffered a stroke in 2009 and has since remained away from the public life, was shifted to the intensive care unit for what was reported as regular monthly checkup. But the hospital administration, in a late-night press release, said that the veteran politician is facing difficulty in passing urine, and the quantity of urine being discharged is lower than the normal. The doctors put him on dialysis as toxins were not getting cleared. A team of doctors under the supervision of AIIMS Director Randeep Guleria carried out the tests. He is likely to remain in the hospital on Tuesday.
अटल जी अभी जो हुआ है ठीक है, डॉक्टर सब कुछ देख रहे हैं, चेकअप वगैरह हो रहा है, सब प्रकार का टेस्ट वगैरह भी हो गया है, सब कुछ अच्छा रहा है. थोड़ा लंग्स में हल्का इन्फेक्शन और यूटीआई में, यूरिनरी ट्रैक्ट में है, तो सब कुछ अभी दवाई चला.
Sources had also told India Today that his family wanted to keep his admission in the hospital a low-key affair. But as the dusk set in the national capital on Monday, Congress President Rahul Gandhi paid a visit to him. Soon, Prime Minister Modi, BJP Chief Amit Shah and host of other leaders queued up at the hospital. The Prime Minister himself spoke to the doctors treating Vajpayee and spent about 50 minutes at the hospital. In the evening, several top politicians, including BJP veteran L.K. Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi and Home Minister Rajnath Singh too inquired about the former Prime Minister's health. BJP Chief Amit Shah too dashed to AIIMS.
माननीय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी की स्थिति में काफ़ी स्थिरता है. उनकी ट्रीटमेंट इंजेक्टेबल हो रही है, इसलिए रात को उनको रुकना पड़ रहा है और स्वास्थ्य अच्छा हो जाएगा, ऐसी हमें पूरी उम्मीद है.
With the hospital saying that Vajpayee is in a stable condition, a nation prays for his recuperation. With Rahul Srivastav, Meetu Jain and Ashutosh Mishra. Bureau Report, India Today.
यहाँ खड़े ना रहो आप लोग.
Much has been said and much has been written about how Mr. Vajpayee perhaps provided a template of how ideal bipartisan politics should be practiced in the country. Whether he was in the treasury benches or whether he was in opposition, he always spoke about how ultimately it is the country that must prosper. And it wasn't only an inward-looking view that he had. The most famous engagement that he had was with Pakistan. In fact, many spoke when Mr. Modi came in power about how he could be following the Vajpayee model, given that he reached out, tried to engage with the Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who incidentally was also the Pakistani Premier when Mr. Vajpayee made that famed outreach. Many said only to be stabbed in the back, but as Vajpayee ji famously said, you cannot choose your neighbors. This is why he persisted, even though he faced betrayal, in trying to reach out to Pakistan. This is our relationship with Pakistan as described now as the Vajpayee model.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. President Pro Tem, honorable members of the United States of America, Congress. It is with a deep sense of honor that I speak to you today. I would like to thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the members of the Congress for giving me this opportunity. In November 1999, a remarkable event took place in the House of Representatives. By a vote of 396 to 4, the House adopted a resolution congratulating India and my government on the successful elections completed in October 1999. This display of broad-based bipartisan support for strengthening relations with India is heartening. It is a source of encouragement to both President Clinton and to me as we work together to infuse a new quality in our ties. इतिहास बदला जा सकता है, मगर भूगोल नहीं बदला जा सकता, ज्योग्राफी नहीं बदली जा सकती। आप दोस्त बदल सकते हैं, पड़ोसी नहीं बदल सकते। तो अच्छे पड़ोसी के नाते रहे। पाकिस्तान फले फूले हम चाहते हैं। और हम फले फूले ये आप भी चाहते होंगे। तुम आओ गुलशन लाहौर से चमन बरदोश, हम आए सुबह बनारस की रोशनी लेकर, फिर उसके बाद ये पूछें कि कौन दुश्मन है। बहुत दिन दुश्मनी हो ली, स्थिति बदलना चाहिए, हवा में और दूसरी तरह की रंगत आनी चाहिए। दोस्ती की जरूरत है, दोस्ती के लिए पड़ोसी।
So it's close to 10:15 now. About 9 is when we were told the medical bulletin would come. Neetu, what happened? Why the delay, and will we have a bulletin at all today?
No, of course we will be having a bulletin, Padmaja, because remember the bulletin that came was late last evening, and after that the doctors are waiting, monitoring Mr. Vajpayee's health. After the dialysis, one has to see how he is responding to the dialysis, what happens to all the medicines that he is taken, what kind of a response his body is giving. These are some of the parameters they have to see. Also, they have to watch out for his, basic parameters like his blood pressure, his sugar levels, etc., etc. Are they all within permissible limit?
Will he be discharged today?
No, definitely not. Him being discharged today is completely out of the question, and I don't need a doctor to tell me that. The point is that where Mr. Vajpayee is concerned, he's undergone dialysis.
Okay.
Once dialysis is done, you need to be in complete isolation so that there is no chance of an infection. That is one reason why actually most VVIPs who came yesterday came before the dialysis started, so that at least they can see him before the dialysis starts, because after that they won't be able to see him.
Okay, tell me this, Neetu. It has been Quite a while since Mr. Vajpayee has been having health problems. He suffered a stroke earlier, has been bedridden, hasn't been in public life for very long. Are these checkups routine? Do they take place every other month? What is it?
We do understand that, no, where his checkups are concerned, Mr. Vajpayee has an ambulance 24/7 as his residence. He's got an entire team of doctors all the way from here, from AIIMS. You know, they are the best doctors in the world. They have a team of doctors here from AIIMS, an ambulance and a proper medical unit that is set up right there at Krishna Menon Marg, that is his residence. So for any little checkup that is required, that is being done 24/7. His health is being monitored. But a question, Padmaja, that one needs to ask is that if his health is being monitored all the time, if there is a doctor and units and everybody else present there all the time, complete with the latest equipment, then how is it that people just failed to realize that there is actually a health problem, in the sense there is a renal infection, urinary tract infection as the doctors are calling it, and that he's had to undergo a dialysis. You know, his kidneys have failed, and you go and undergo a dialysis only once your kidneys fail. So what were the doctors really doing? That's a question that they need to be answering now.
Okay, and perhaps they just wanted to keep that secret, did not really want to put that out in the public domain. But it's very interesting, you know, when people are passing by, there are people who have relatives at AIIMS. There are just some curious hangers on, onlookers, but everyone just stops, first asks about the well-being of Mr. Vajpayee, and then for no reason at all stops and shares an anecdote or a poem or a speech of his that they remember within Parliament, or the time that he demitted office when he could not win the trust vote. So everyone has their own favorite anecdote of Vajpayee, and that is perhaps the reason why he enjoys such popularity, and people seem to connect with him even now, even though it's been almost more than a decade that he's even made a public appearance. And so for all of those viewers who have their own little story about Mr. Vajpayee from their youth, from their childhood, from their years of growing up, some of his best, most iconic speeches. But before that, there's some news just coming in. For that, over to Ankit.
Thanks, Padmaja.